Hello, this is Scott Christopher Burns with the Games of Chance Gaming. Today I will be talking about creating a new corporate culture for my business, Vacant Lot Legend, Inc. I will be positioning a professional-minded hospitality brand with the name yet to be determined. Vacant Lot Legend originally started as a BMX bicycle refurbishing company focused on PK Rippers, named after BMX legend Perry Kramer, and SC Bikes founder of SC Racing, Skype Brighthop, in Long Beach, California in 1977. Brighthop was 14 years old in 1970 when he held his first BMX bicycle event on a vacant lot in Long Beach, California. The SC Racing organization has a storied history that continues to this day. BMX bikes and dirt trails were all over the Almaden Valley of San Jose, California, where I spent my youth. The activity of riding BMX bikes was a common activity for kids in those days. I liked the thick welds that held each of the frame's pieces together. That is what I remember of the bike. In some way, that is what I remember of kids I used to see around Almaden Valley at certain times throughout those years. Period. 2015, Bang Pictures. Brighthop passed away on a vacant lot in Indio, California in 2015. Period. 2015, Slotnick, D.E. In 2012, I was in a car accident. By 2016, I had a settlement, though my hands and mind were not working properly. After a significant person died in my life in 2017, I felt the need to reconnect with my youth that same year. Even while being active in California, Florida, New York for real estate, clarity within my mind and the need to lessen the pain in my body were necessary for me to continue on in my life. It was then that I made the decision to rebuild 9 bikes over the next several months. The decision was what I needed at the time. The name Vacant Lot Legend is a tribute to Brighthop, who changed the world and influenced a lot of kids' use. It is the welds, the spirit of youth, the grit of growing up tough, and my friend who allowed me another perspective of life that continues to influence me to this day. There's a solution for almost everything. Now I'm ready to reimagine what a hospitality experience should feel like. Description. We are professionals serving professionals, and those people are in no hurry to get where they are going. We have direct incentives to be attentive and congenial in our approach to our guests. Our actions are scripted and detailed. We train as if we are serving our guests. These thoughts are from 2024, Michelli, J, PhD. Why? Within this corporation, there are clearly defined tiers to success. This is what we believe our clientele lives by. Also, clearly defined tiers to success. My experience in the United States Marine Corps allowed me to understand what a proper, refined, highly revered organization operates like. And in this instance, they told us how to wash our bodies, take care of our bodies through fitness, protect our bodies through self-defense, follow out directed orders, when to eat, how to eat, what to eat, how many times. They tore us down and they rebuilt us. And what comes out the other side is a person that understands the blueprint for success within any organization. What you learn during basic training with the United States Marine Corps, you can carry over to every aspect of your life. If you are able to maintain the professionalism that those that rise to the top ranks within the United States Marine Corps, then there is no chance that that person will not be a success within this world, no matter where they go. recruitment. During recruitment, we will be looking for professionalism, a detail-oriented individual who can listen and retain directions. What does this reinforce? The belief that our performance could always be improved more quickly through continuous evaluation. In youth, I played basketball through my senior year in high school for about 7 years, and then about a year and a half after I got out of high school, I went in the Marine Corps. My experience with both was when we made a mistake as a player or we made a mistake as a Marine, we were corrected immediately. Within basketball, there's a high level of intensity throughout. And those are small corrections that are made on the spot, usually by a coach or the leaders of the team, who take initiative and gather the team players around and say what we need to do to get improvement immediately within a game. Many times within a military organization, the time is lessened and the training is more intense and the orders are absolute and the air of margin is less and the possibility for devastation increases. By understanding what professionalism and remaining in control of your thoughts and your mind and your body and understanding what the ultimate goal is will only provide a better understanding to employees about why professionalism is important. Interviewing. An interviewee should anticipate a one-on-one interview and a walk through the property. The idea is to get a feeling for how the employees interact while walking around the venue. Other employees may also say hello as we move through the property, period. 2022, TalentNet. What will be established with this process? A clear idea of the candidate's level of comfort around our clientele. A better understanding of a candidate's sophistication level. Las Vegas. I first went to Las Vegas to begin studies in August of 2003 at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and ended up graduating in 2005 with a Bachelor of Science in Hotel Management. I went to Shanghai, China for a few months after that and worked within a hotel organization, and back to the Bay Area, California, where I'm from, for a few months, and then over to Central Florida where my family had moved, and then I went back to Vegas. And during those times in Vegas, I worked for several hospitality organizations, and I left working in nightclubs. And what I learned during those times began with what I had already been through in my life with regards to sports teams and the military and people that I had been around in my 20s that were older than me. Some were a couple or a few decades older than me. And the situations that I was put in during those times required me to have a calm demeanor in most instances. And I carried over to Las Vegas and the mentorship program that was at that time managed by Dr. Marcus Threets. And that stayed with me to this day. So regardless of what it appeared to be going on within me, or how I dressed, or how radical I've gotten, whether it's a piercing or a tattoo, the idea of professionalism to me carries beyond that, and the ability to communicate and to feel at ease and to make others feel at ease at very least. It's not about making people overly excited. It's about being approachable when someone needs a request and they have a question, and to be able to provide that answer within an appropriate time and in a manner that is acceptable at the professional level of the clientele we'll be catering to. Selection. A person will be selected based on the ability to carry a conversation and their reaction to details about the properties and our guests. Reinforce confidence that they are the best hire. Being able to communicate appropriately can be better enforced by product knowledge. Listening. Will there be something else? Or I may simply repeat what I've just heard. Communication is key within any relationship, and we're most definitely having some type of relationship between our employees, executives, and our clientele, where our employees need to understand what their duties are and how to perform them, and they need to understand to be able to anticipate what a clientele that is coming to our property would expect and what they're going to want almost immediately or prior to them even asking. They are going to expect a certain level of service, a certain level of product appearance, and the ability to perform, to execute duties that they would expect servers to them to be able to perform. Orientation. New hires will get to know one another and better understand why they are selected for the position based on the conversation they are able to have with other new hires about properties and their position within the organization. Build upon the idea of a team immediately. This experience will ensure the new hire they are part of a team. Each new hire is doing the same exercises to become knowledgeable about our product. The training managers have also gone through the training. This will relieve fear and support corporate goal and directives. To me, the orientation will be a time where we'll get to not only further go into the conversation about what the organization is about, or a meet and greet, or just full info session. It'll be more about becoming comfortable of what they've just been hired for as a new hire, where it's important not to scare people into productivity, but to enhance the experience by letting them understand that there are people that are going to support their progress through the company in a tiered program, and that they're going to understand what it is that those individuals who have been newly hired want to accomplish within this organization and some of those immediate life goals that they are looking to accomplish. Training. Training is detailed as all new hires are teamed with on-site trainers within their department to ensure a full understanding of the organization's clientele for their particular shift. Reinforce that someone with more experience and a better understanding of organizational culture is always available. Practical exposure establishes the significance of the tier program through experience, training, and education within an accountable organization. Goal accomplishment, action directed. When a new hire begins to understand that they've accepted a role within an organization that has a tier program in place, they'll begin to understand that the people that are talking to them have gone through what they have gone through, and that they understand the culture as it needs to be explained, as it needs to be lived, how it needs to be presented to the public, and how they need to carry themselves within the property and for the organization and the clientele's benefit to better represent themselves within the organization. Performance evaluation process. Performance evaluations will be updated weekly on employees' profiles that they can log into after orientation. This establishes accountability and constant review for improvement that is necessary immediately. Using this tactic requires each of us to stay current on the corporate practices and individual performances for specific occurrences. Prompt adjustments must be made in kind and tactful manner. When you join an organization at a high level who wants to present professionalism as the standard, with the realization, the fact, the desire to serve professionals, then the understanding of a professional evaluation process for continued improvement needs to be understood why it's in place. It needs to be reiterated, it needs to be constantly updated, and people need to be able to explain why and what their new job duties are if those changes have been made. They have to be open to the idea that there's going to be something within each one of their shifts that they can always do better. And it's not about the stress of the organization, it's about the constant need to get better. Presentation of corporate culture and employee orientation. The new hire orientation will be hands-on as the new hires are able to experience different venues throughout the organization, or videos will be provided about the organization's future plans along with models at the office in this case. This will allow new hires to understand they are part of the team and their first goal has been accomplished. Thought from 2024. Hi, Bob. When a new hire is surrounded by most of what they have researched about the organization and they are hearing the corporate words spoken by training managers, the energy in the room will allow them to realize their goal has come true. Acknowledge the new hire's feelings by substantiating tiers level success stories within the organization. Going into an orientation can be intimidating, and it can be an exciting time, and it can be one that is an emotional experience where a person may even question if it's real or not. And the idea that they're in a room with other people they've never met, listening to someone that's been at the organization quite a bit of time, longer than them, and understands the culture, how the executives feel is necessary and appropriate for that person to be able to present to other people the organization's directives, then at this point, all fear needs to be dropped, and a moment where a new hire employee realizes that the people that are training them are going to be there for them, and they've been through what they've been through, and that these feelings are going to be reinforced through some of the other employees who have risen through the tier program within the organization, their success stories. And as those stories are told, people will begin to see how they will grow within this organization. I've spoken about the brief history of Vacant Lot Legend and some of my background to provide a better understanding of where my vision is leading me in hospitality, which should be a significant part of everyone's lives. I've intertwined my ideas of a new corporate culture for my new hospitality company. I spoke about the proposed recruitment culture a candidate will experience during the interview process, to the selections, to the orientation, and into training with the understanding of what to expect during their performance evaluation process. This is Scott Burns with Games of Chance Gaming. Thank you for listening. I look forward to hosting you at one of my properties.